Sony is still collecting Infinity Stones, and with this news,
Developer stones.
Developer Stones. I like that one, Developer Stones. And with this news, it's looking to be very interesting. So let's get into it. So, according to Dr. Serkun Toto, who is a CEO of a Tokyo-based game industry consultancy known as Kantan Games, apparently reported that PlayStation Studios might be purchasing From Software, which are the people who are responsible for making the Souls game, responsible for making Elden Ring, easily one of the most successful games in the last God knows how many years.
Elden Ring?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. In terms of player base, and sort of reach. So there is basically news circulating, hasn't been confirmed properly yet, but the source seems to be pretty reliable that PlayStation Studios might be purchasing From Software. What do you think about this?
I think it's a good move, mate.
Talk to me.
I think it's a good move. And the reason why I say that is because obviously Sony lead on making first-person titles, and From Software games are first-person titles.
All right.
When I say first-person, I mean single player. I don't know why I said first-person, but single-player titles. Very story-driven.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's going to be very
good move still.
Yeah, it's interesting now because I think, especially with From Software, they've shown countless times.
Didn't they make Bloodborne?
Yes.
See?
They made Bloodborne.
That was the PlayStation title.
Yeah, that was. I think that was the starting title for PlayStation 4 as well when it came out. So, From Software have pretty much shown a lot of loyalty in terms of how they kind of work with PlayStation and stuff like that. People are obviously suspecting that is just. I think Miyakaze is the man who is responsible for the Souls games being what they are today. I think he's sort of the lead, lead creative guy. So a lot of people are kind of like, well, it's mainly just him that PlayStation Studios are going to be purchasing. Apart from,
so they purchasing the brains, not the power.
So yeah, there is that kind of debate of, is it From Software? Because for example, if you're looking at Konami and the whole situation with Metal Gear,
Hideo Kojima,
yeah. So it's like, is
Kojima
is it just you're purchasing the studio, or is it just?
I mean, Kojima said no, so.
Do you get what I'm saying?
So they might just be like, all right, we'll just take your people then, innit?
We'll just take your people. and then that begs the question, like, okay, but are they still going to be able to make or have the same power to do something just as good as Kojima? Simple answer is no.
Backstabbers.
Exactly.
Backstabbers.
So I'm quite interested to see what direction this would go in, especially for PlayStation Studios moving forward. And what other companies that they haven't already looked at, or companies that they probably have looked at and thought, what are we going to purchase? What are we going to do? Because now it's like, ever since Microsoft acquired Activision Blizzard, Sony came back and got Bungie, and now there's speculation that Sony again is going to buy From Software.
Yeah. Big monopolies at play right here.
It's very, very, very interesting. And I really think sort of for the scope of gaming moving forward, are we going to see a lot more exclusives, or is it going to be more sort of a cross-platform thing again? Or
Sony's, well, not Sony actually. Activision? Wasn't even Activision either. Microsoft said that they would try their best to keep it multi-platform and all that kind of stuff. We'll see how that holds up. Yeah. Obviously.
We'll give it time.
But yeah.
Yeah.
More time. There's only so much multi-platform you can do.
And that's the thing.
Because at the end of the day, you're trying to sell your platform. So
Exactly. And that's why I wouldn't be surprised if PlayStation said, yeah, like all of our stuff are just going to be exclusive. Like, we're not really and truly, we've bought From Software, we've bought the brains and the minds behind all of the Souls games. This is not going to be something that is going to be cross-platform. This is exclusively going to be on our consoles and nothing else. If that, it might be on PC.
And like I said, they are the leaders in like single player
IPs.
So would not be surprised at all if they said all our Souls games are gonna be PlayStation only.
Are gonna be ours, yeah. So
what can you do?
It's interesting because even like before we started this episode as well, I was asking, I was like, oh, like, you know, just we're kind of reeling through all the different studios that Sony own, and all the big main ones are, you know, Sucker Punch. They've now acquired Bungie, San Diego Studios, Santa Monica Studios as well, Insomniac Games. So pretty much the brains and brawns behind the most successful games in history. You know, it wouldn't surprise me that, again, if this news turned out to be true, that, yeah, you know what?
Powerhouse.
Yeah, 6 months down the line, Sony has acquired another developer who are able to create the IPs that they need in order for them to kind of reach more of a better audience.
That's it.
So let's hope Microsoft buys CD Projekt Red and do a better game, innit? So, boy. And on that bombshell,
it's time to end.
we're going to end it there. So I've been Archie.
I've been Yuri.
Stay safe.
Stay
Developing.
Yeah, I guess.
Stay developing.